Thank you, Madam Chair.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Senator Brown.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and Undersecretary Torres-Moll, welcome. Nice to see you. I often say the best ideas don't come from Washington, they come from Ohioans. And this summer I started holding roundtables about the Farm Bill and what we needed to do. I've done that every 5 years, as I know the chair has, and many others over the last decade and a half. I've heard from growers from many different sectors of the agricultural economy in Ohio, from apples to cattle, maple syrup to dairy, everything in between. We know USDA needs to better support local food producers and value-added agriculture through processing and marketing opportunities, processing equipment, related infrastructure, the lack of workable options for small and mid-sized producers to access affordable capital for equipment and processing needs came up at several of these roundtables in my state. How do we expand support for local processing capacity and value-added agriculture?
Senator Brown, thank you so much for that question and for listening to rural Ohioans. I had the chance to get to visit a meat processing plant that received one of our MPEP awards, and it's a really small processor out in the Appalachian part of Ohio who is providing value by focusing on adding labels to local meat processors' meat. And so they're choosing this option because it's allowing them to increase their value and also sustaining more resilient options when it comes to meat processing in general. It was really a neat thing to see, and I wasn't surprised because it was a local vision that we were helping to support. When it comes to more options for meat processing, it really does provide great value. Whether it's reaching a higher cost market or whether it's being able to retain a workforce that's really proud of the work that they do, that has upward mobility in that workforce system, or whether it means being flexible when there are challenging times.
Thank you. Last May, Madam Secretary, you joined Senator Smith, who was chairing, a member of this committee, chairing a banking and housing subcommittee with Senator Rounds as the ranking member, in which the subcommittee examined the programs of the Rural Housing Service. The Rural Housing Service provides critical affordable housing to communities across the country, about 13,000 families in Ohio. Can you talk about the need to preserve and expand affordable rental housing supported by the Rural Housing Service?
Affordable rental housing is crucial, and our portfolio, as you know, is declining. We have about 400,000 rental units currently, but by 2050, we will lose over 333,000 of those. That's why preservation is crucial, both in terms of making sure that housing stock is good stock, that people are in places they deserve to have a healthy, clean place to live, but also in terms of maintaining rental assistance that right now is tied to the debt of those facilities. We also need to expand when it comes to investment in construction of new rental properties so that we can not just look at our aging stock, but how we invest into the future.
So how do we do more of that? What do you do, and what can we do together, perhaps also with HUD, to kind of follow up on what Senator Smith has been attempting to do with Senator Rounds? How do we build more?
We're eager to continue to provide technical assistance on some efforts that I appreciate you mentioning Senator Smith. She's been working hard on this and are glad to provide more technical assistance on that effort. The preservation and construction, both of those are crucial. And then I would also offer decoupling of rental assistance from the debt of the buildings. So that way, if it doesn't need to be refinanced, we can just keep the rental assistance available for families.
Last minute or so, talk to me a little bit more about the Cooperative Center for Excellence helping to expand cooperative research and capacity building.
Cooperatives are an incredible model. I mean, they're long-lasting. If you look at whether it's Sugar Beets or your local federal credit union or rural electric co-ops, which we've been talking about today, it's a great model. I was in Arkansas recently and saw a grocery store that turned into a worker-owned cooperative because the chain was leaving. So it's a great way to be able to respond to challenges, but it does take some again, we're talking technical assistance. How do you do the bylaws? How do you create that forum so that people can have ownership in whatever they're creating? And so the cooperative, so we're providing assistance for how to navigate and all that red tape in establishing.
And the
flow.
technical assistance always comes from you or elsewhere also?
We fund nonprofits that then provide that technical assistance in their local communities.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Senator Highsmith.